Hi, my name is Hanna, and in this video I want to share with you the truth about Ukrainian refugees. What comes to mind when you hear the word refugee? What kind of images are resurfacing in your mind? What kind of feelings or emotions are coming up when you are thinking about refugees? Sadness, compassion, indifference, fear, anger, resentment. And what comes to mind when you hear the word Ukrainians? For the sake of this exercise, let's disregard the last 3 months when the whole world got to know a little bit more about Ukraine and got a chance to become a little bit more Ukrainized. No matter if you have met Ukrainian person before or not, most likely you have some vague idea about Ukraine and Ukrainians, be it from movies, the internet, or friends of friends. Now, what was that idea? Who are the Ukrainians in your mind? The most typical associations you may have with Ukrainians are weapons, mafia, alcoholism, farmers, prostitution. Because this is exactly how Ukrainians have been portrayed in Hollywood movies for decades. The more recent news that you may have heard about Ukraine were probably connected to the two revolutions. The Orange Revolution of 2004, which was against falsification of presidential elections, and the Revolution of Dignity or Euromaidan Revolution of 2014, that was against a pro-Russian corrupt president. European citizens may have encountered many more Ukrainians working low-skilled jobs in different EU countries in the past couple of years. Maids, cleaners, construction workers. These were among the most popular jobs that Ukrainian seasonal workers took in different EU countries. After Ukrainians were granted 90-day visa-free entry to the EU in 2017. So, who are current Ukrainian refugees who are flooding neighboring Poland and other EU states? Ukrainians who fled to the EU after February 24th are not poor people who are leaving their homes in hopes to get a better life in wealthier countries. Those Ukrainians are forced to leave their homes as it is not safe to be there because of Russian aggression and tens of Russian rockets falling on Ukrainian cities. I know that some Polish people were surprised that Ukrainian refugees were coming to Poland by their own cars, as if only poor people would flee from the war, and if you are wealthy, you are somehow immune to Russian rockets. Or maybe if you are poor, you have nothing to lose, so it's easy for you to go abroad, and if you are wealthy, you would stay in a war zone to guard your property. In this video, I am speaking about stereotypes and biases that each of us has about others. And this is a natural way of functioning of our psychology. The important thing, however, is that we are open to updating those patterns of thought and perception. There are a few facts about Ukraine and Ukrainian refugees that I need you to know about. Ukraine is among the most educated societies in the world, with 83% of young adults pursuing higher education. And education and medical care are free in Ukraine. Home ownership in Ukraine is among the highest in Europe. Majority of Ukrainians live in their own homes. And many of my friends in their late 20s and early 30s live in their own apartments, bought in cash. Statistically speaking, majority of Ukrainian refugees are young people, women, and children from eastern, southern, and central Ukraine. This is the category of people who can easier integrate in a new society. Majority of older people stayed back in Ukraine as it would be difficult for them to travel and settle down in a new place. And majority of men are not allowed to leave Ukraine due to their military obligations. Every fourth Ukrainian refugee in Poland has found a job within the first 3 months after arrival. And of course, there are different people in different circumstances. Imagine a mother of 2 without any professional qualifications, or a Ukrainian professional without knowledge of English, or a digital professional with international experience, or a businessman with a great life in Ukraine. Each of these people had to leave their homes in order to seek safety. And when some of those people have families abroad that can help them settle down, others have nobody. For some of those people, it will be easier to adapt to their new environments. Others will experience more stress, anxiety, loneliness, and symptoms of PTSD. There are thousands of people in chat groups where they can get psychological support. And even picture-perfect bloggers and influencers are having panic attacks and emotional breakdowns because of what they went through. I guess what I'm trying to say is that Ukrainian refugees are people who look just like you and me. People you see walking their dogs in the park, picking up their kids from kindergarten, buying a coffee in a coffee shop, or maybe driving around in an expensive car. The only difference is that each and every one of those people had to go through atrocities of war that is currently happening in their home country. I bet if you met me, fluently speaking English, working at a new job in my professional field, living in a country safe from war, you would think she should be okay. The reality, however, is that just a minute ago, my dad texted me, 4 rockets just hit Lviv.